and welcome to Sardinia. For those of you who don't know where is Sardinia on a map, let me tell you, it's in Italy and it's the second largest Italian island.
So we're staying in Cagliari, which is south of Sardinia. So hit that subscribe button right now.
Dotted around with Bronze Age monuments erected by the forgotten Nuraghi civilization 5,000 years ago, Sahara-like desert and a diet that has sprung out longevity and has got scientists scratching their heads, Sardinia is more than just beaches, lagoons and all year-round sunshine. Yep, we were intrigued just as much as you are now. And since Cagliari is the capital of this ancient island, I suggest you don't miss out on it, even if you're here purely for the emerald green waters. Get ready for the 10 unmissable things to do in Cagliari, Italy.
Buongiorno signoras e signores. Today we are in the Roman amphitheatre in the centre of Sardinia in Cagliari.
But it's just our luck that this place is under restoration, so we can't actually go inside. We can only see it from the outside. It's under restoration for another 2 years.
How typical of us. Wherever we go, it seems like all the buildings, ancient buildings or like historical centres, seem to be under restoration.
Yeah, like the one in Kyoto. What's it called again? Kiyomizu-dera.
And there's another one Okinawa Castle.
Oh yeah, it's like all these historical
guess.
places are always under restoration. But I mean, nonetheless, it's still beautiful from the outside. So we're still grateful that we're here.
Don't worry, Big Ben is also under restoration for those who do want
Oh,
to
that's
visit
true, yeah.
London, so it's typical. So let's give you a little bit of history about this beautiful Roman amphitheatre. It was built in the 2nd century to start with, and up until this day, with an exception of restoration of course, it serves as a great scene for local concerts, opera and theatrical performances, if you fancy any of these.
Also, this place was used as a shelter for air raids during the World War II, and it also used to house people who had lost their homes during the bombings.
So what used to be featured here? Of course, as the Romans would do in the past, the fights, very popular fights between men and wild animals, and of course gladiators.
Any of you guys out there brave enough to take on some wild animals? So behind me is the Bastion of St. Remy. So this is the latest addition to the historical centre of Cagliari, although it has been around since the 19th century. It is just our luck that this beautiful monument is under construction whilst we're here, but nonetheless we are going to go to the top to get the views from up top.
So now we're at the top of the Bastion of St. Remy, and guess what? It took us 2 minutes and it's absolutely free.
The Bastion of St. Remy, along with other touristy spots like the famous Torre dell'Elefante, Royal Palace and Archaeological Museum, are all in the heart of the historical centre, also known as Centro Storico. Ideal if you want to fully immerse yourself with sightseeing, art and culture. This part of the city is what we liked a lot, as it felt like going back in time. The backdrop is stunning. Here is where you can see the size of the Cagliari port put into perspective. And there it is, the endless sea stretching all the way to Tunisia. We picked Cagliari as our base as it's the biggest city in Sardinia and also one of the greenest ones in Europe. And we didn't go wrong, we totally enjoyed strolling through the pretty streets kept the way how they were designed centuries ago. We found plenty of Italian boutiques dotted around the town, quaint cafeterias and the window blinds defining the finest of the Italian style and elegance. Best part? Try getting lost somewhere in the alleyways just to discover the handmade gelatos, chic sunglasses shops and those picture-perfect spots you should have a collection of by the time you leave Sardinia. I'm sorry guys, you girls will totally be love-struck by this colourful and radiant city, so allocate enough time for the selfies and Insta shots.
So we are by the Marina. Since Cagliari is right at the bottom of the island, we're not far from Africa, meaning this part of the island is also one of the warmest too. The Marina is pretty at any time of the day. It's also one of the biggest and most significant ports in Italy and the Mediterranean Sea basin. Once you're done, make sure to check out the local produce in the nearby restaurants, such as octopus, sea urchins and all sorts of seafood. Ideal for seafood lovers who would rather indulge themselves in a finer selection of freshly caught local seafood, even if it means starting as early as octopus for breakfast. So I ordered the octopus salad, but I chose potatoes instead because that's quite typical. So I've got octopus with potatoes, and what did you get?
I'm trying spaghetti di botarga, and botarga is in English mullet fish roll.
Okay, let's see how tender this octopus is. It smells quite vinegary, but I suppose this is a traditional way how it's meant to be prepared.
So just to let you know guys, Kevin is an absolute fan of octopus. And here's my dish, spaghetti di botarga. Italian balsamic vinegar, you can't go wrong with it.
Oh.
We tend to have loads of it as well. And olive oil. Am I spoiling it? Hopefully not. Let's try it now.
And then once you're done, head straight to the beach.
Special effects. Looks like someone caught a cold last night.
I'm sorry. But maybe it's the right time.
It's the perfect
I
time.
bring to you the pane frattao and the suckling pig that is the speciality from the house. And then
Oh my god.
this one is the typical bread from Sardinia and the pecorino cheese. So now you get almost everything that you asked me for.
I guess this won't come as a surprise, but the traditional Sardinian food is also a must try. You'll quickly realize what the hype is all about. Be savvy and learn from the locals how to live life long and reap the benefits of the longevity in the decades to come. Allocate enough time for tasting local specialties. The food we found here is not easily found in mainland Italy, so you might want to take full advantage of it whilst you can.
Most people associate Aruba with seeing flamingos, but think again, we're in Sardinia and we're here to find some flamingos too.
Just to let you know, if you are also on the hunt to find some flamingos, go to the place called Molentargis Saline Park. It's a regional park. It's free to go in, but you can also hire a bike like we did. I think it's €3 per hour.
€3 for the hour, but it's €5 for 2 hours, and it's €1 for every hour thereafter, so it's actually really cheap. And it's a nice little cycle as well. We'll show you the route. It is like a beautiful cycling route. Flamingos and wildlife in a Saline Regional Park, also a place for locals to enjoy scenic walks with plenty of fresh air. As the park is pretty big, you'll see a lot of people on bikes here. In our case, it was killing 2 birds, not the flamingos, with 1 stone. A quicker way to explore the park and keeping fit just like the locals do. Our takeaway? Try to remember the Italian word for pink flamingo, felicotero. After many attempts, we still failed. So we're here at the San Benedetto market here in Cagliari. Apparently this is the largest indoor market here in Italy and one of the largest in Europe. Although I'm pretty sure the one we went to in Budapest, Central Market, was bigger than this one. But nonetheless, this market here is unique. It has abundance of Mediterranean sea life, fresh meat, fresh cheese, fresh fruit and veg. It's got 2 floors. I think it's only open until 2 PM on weekdays and 3 PM on Saturdays. Foodies, this one's for you. So let's check out and see what they've got inside.
I am gobsmacked. Have a look at this side dish chicken. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
It is nearly bigger than me. Oh my god, the selection of cheese and ham here is immense. Look at that. Look at this.
So I guess that's prosciutto ham, that's mortadella, and loads and loads of cheese, including our absolute favourite,
Pecorino.
Pecorino cheese. And we have these ones as well. They're called culuriones. You can have them in restaurants. They are Sardinian style of ravioli.
So it looks like we're a bit too late to the fish party, and also I think because it's a Monday, they're running low in stock, but apparently tomorrow is when they restock and they're getting more fish back in stock. Despite getting here too late, we still got to see a fraction of what the market would look like on a good day.
And this is Cagliari at night.
So we've literally just parked up and we're walking back to our apartment that we rented out. We haven't had any dinner yet, so we actually eating quite late ourselves at 11:30.
Italian time.
Well, that's later than Italian
like
time.
Spanish, I think.
But I mean, it is so packed here. I mean, we wasn't really expecting it to be that packed, but I mean, of course, it makes sense. It's Saturday night, you know, and everyone is out at the moment.
The unassuming Cagliari town is to be seen at night. Whilst not as touristy as Alghero in the north of the island, venture into Cagliari at night to join the locals. It's a very, very different feel to the tranquil streets you'll be walking through during the daytime. And it worked out perfect for us with the late dinner option and this delicious midnight snack. And zerda is a traditional Sardinian dessert made with pecorino cheese. You see a little bit of it in here, and it's glazed with honey. You can have it with sugar or with honey, but I went with the recommendation. There's quite an unusual sight in here, and I think that belongs to a national park. But it does look like, I don't know, kind of like ruins of a castle.
Fancy going on a road trip? Then you need to see this little known but absolutely stunning sand dunes, aka the European version of the Sahara Desert. They are the tallest dunes in Europe, and the road leading up there is packed with serpentines, some of the most beautiful beaches in Sardinia, and excavation works of the ancient civilization of Nuraghi. It feels weird up here, in a good way. Expect to find a different aura here, surrounded by Mother Nature's creations. Sun, waves, giant 60-metre tall sun-kissed golden sand dunes, maybe, just maybe, a handful of shrubs, and if you're lucky, some fellow indie travellers. Best thing? Leave your fleeting footprints in the depths of the warm sandy footbath. So guys, we're on our way back from the sand dunes, and I mean, we have to keep stopping. Look at the views! Before you approach the sand dunes, the road will be very bumpy, but anticipating sunset will make up for the accumulated mud and dirt on your car. If you think you've seen it all, there's more to it. Sardinia is a pretty big island. More on road trips in our future videos where you can expect exactly what to see when exploring Sardinia by car. Being a tenth of the size of the UK, there's more to it than just Cagliari, and here's a little teaser to what's coming up next. As always, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.